Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. A couple of days ago I did a community post where I said I'll be testing a work in progress beta core, and some of you guys took guesses. At least at the time of me filming for this video, no one had guessed it as Juno First. So by the time this video is out and you said Juno First, well, give yourself a pat on the back. So Juno First was made in 1983 by Konami, and it's the best way I can describe it is a shooter similar to like Galaxian and Space Invaders, but you can scroll up and down the screen as well. You don't just have like one button for fire, you've also got a second button which lets you warp. Now the warp button, it's an interesting mechanic, because if you're in a sticky situation where something is coming at you and impact is imminent, or a bullet is coming at you that you can't dodge, you press the warp button and it just moves you around to a different part of the screen. Now you fire waves. Once you destroy all the enemies in the wave, you progress to the next level. There's also like bonus power-ups in here. There's like a round, I don't know whether it's a planet or it's a round shape anyway, and it comes out when you attack it. You get this kind of glowing spaceman. Once you get that power-up, you get a score multiplier which increases your score. Now this game, it's about beating the machine or getting the high score. So the competition in this is who gets the highest score. There you go, I've just shot that planet, got that spaceman, and now I'm in the bonus score. Like I really like the thrust, the way the thrust looks for this, and when you're going backwards, the way the kind of like the thrusters at the front of the ship look, it looks really good. The sound effects, and yeah, the kind of musical sound effects, and the ship firing sound effects, they all sound really good, and they're very kind of reminiscent to that era of games. Now this was released in 1983. This is when I was a little kid and I wasn't allowed out by myself, so it's not times I went to the arcade. The only arcade experience I had at that age was either at minicab stations when I was out with my parents and we were getting a cab home somewhere and they were waiting at a cab station, or when I went to the airport to pick up a relative and we were waiting around there for them. There was lots of arcade machines. Now at that time no one ever put any money in an arcade machine for me to play. I was just like that kid that was fascinated by the graphics, the sounds, and was pressing buttons thinking I was playing, or at least hoping I was playing. It was stuff like Space Invaders, it was Pac-Man, all that stuff there. My arcade life began in 1989, so I don't have much nostalgia for this, but playing this game, I have to say I did enjoy it, because every time I played it, I played 3 credits or 3 separate credits for this video, and every time I moved on to the next game, I died and I started another game, my score improved. So I can see where the kind of buzz comes in this. It's getting that score, putting a score on the high score table, and then trying to beat that score. And if you were around when this was in the arcade, I'm really interested in your stories. What was the arcade scene like at the time? Was there like a big rivalry in this game? Like my arcade time, like I said, was later. There were games like Street Fighter 1, Robocop, Bad Dudes vs Dragon Ninja, which you kind of played co-op. There was WWF Superstars that you could play against each other as well. And then when Street Fighter 2 came out, it turned into like a competitive scene, and that's probably where I played a lot of, or I spent a lot of my arcade money playing Street Fighter against other people in the arcade. Now, big shout out to Jimmy Stones for actually sorting me out this work in progress core, and to check it out. The core is nearly complete, or the core as far as I can tell is complete, but I never played the original to compare it with the original. So I think Jimmy's just got some final kind of checks to do where he needs access to a PCB so he can check everything before he releases it. I can't give you a release date on this, but I really do hope it will be soon. Now Jimmy Stones does core development in his spare time. He's got a Ko-fi which I'll link in the description of this video, so if you do wish to support his work and you're in a financial position to be able to do so, you can do, but it's not something that's required or essential. It's just something, if you do appreciate and you want to show the appreciation, the link is in the description below. I'll also leave his Twitter link, so if you just want to go, hey, I like the work you do and Juno First looks good, then hey, you can just go and hit him up over on Twitter. But that's really it for this game, guys. It's interesting, it's definitely a fun game. Like, as much as I've played some Space Invaders games around my uncle's house when I was a kid and games around to that era, I definitely kind of preferred this one. I just feel it has, I don't know, a little bit more strategy in there, mainly because you can kind of go up and down, and I kind of like the, I don't know what to call it, like a semi-isometric view. It does look good, and the game does play well. So if you're like me and your arcade years were later, definitely try this out. You might find, okay, I do actually like this game, because one thing about games like this is when you die, you kind of feel you can do better because the controls are so tight for this game. You don't feel like you're being cheated on this game. You're feeling like you're dying because of your own lack of skill. Like there are some arcade games where you just feel cheated. You feel, yep, I'm getting cheated here, this thing is here for my money. Even though this thing is designed to take your money, it honestly doesn't feel like it's cheating you out of doing it. It always looks like there is a possible route for you to follow. Like look at that, I could have dodged that bullet. That there was a great example of bad gameplay. So if you want to level up and you want to concentrate and kind of learn this game, I can see this game being very, very rewarding. But that's really it, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super appreciated. I'll see you guys around in the next video. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.